Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the B segment of episode 37 of The Loud House, Pets Peeved. We begin this segment with the four main pets, or the four overall family pets of The Loud House: Charles the dog, Cliff the cat, Walt the bird, and Geo the hamster, working together to try to sneak some treats from the kitchen, but they abandon this plan when they hear most of the Loud siblings have returned home and relish in the attention that they're receiving from the majority of the Loud siblings. Soon enough, though, Lana returns home, and she reveals that she's found another dog, a poofy white dog, and it's a very tiny dog. It fits in the palm of Lana's hand very easily. And she says that she found this dog wandering around in the park and didn't see any collar on it, figuring that it must be a stray, and thinking that they should keep the new dog. And the rest of the Loud siblings are all too happy to welcome this new dog into their family, and they're gushing all over how adorable this little dog is. But the four overall family pets don't like this one bit, because we progressively see more scenes where they keep trying to get attention from the Loud siblings, but the Loud siblings gently tell them that they have to focus on the new dog, whether it's giving the new dog some treats because it's a stray, or when they want to, they all want to sleep with the new dog. So Lisa comes up with giving each of the Loud siblings a certain amount of time, and the siblings are like, oh, I gotta save this spot for the new dog. And well, the four main pets are not too happy about this. They have a meeting in Charles' doghouse, and they managed to have a slideshow, because we can't understand what they're saying, of course, because they're animals and they don't translate for the audience. So what we have to rely on is a slideshow and the pets' imagination spots, or image spots. That's how we pretty much gather that the Loud pets are worried about this new dog replacing them, and they don't want to be replaced. So they try to come up with several plans to get the rest of the Loud family angry at the new dog, so they'll get rid of it. But their plans keep backfiring, like trying to break a vase, or eating a particular meal for dinner ends up with the Loud parents just appreciating the dog all the more. And when they try to have the dog roll in mud and have it walk around the house, the Loud siblings are just excited to have a chance to give the new dog a bath. So, but they have one more trick up their sleeve. They use a phone book, and they call Green Mile Pet Sanctuary to have the stray dog taken to the pet sanctuary. And somehow, Schmitty, the employee who's on the phone with them, manages to have an idea of what's going on when Charles just barking on the other line. He doesn't question how a dog was able to pick up a phone and call. But in any case, after Charles barks a bit more to give Schmitty an idea for where the stray is, they then manage to trick the new dog into going outside and lock him in from getting back inside. So soon enough, another employee from the pet sanctuary, Corony, retrieves the dog and brings it back to the Green Mile Pet Sanctuary. And the Loud pets think that's the last they'll ever hear of that dog, and they go to watch some TV. But then a commercial for the Green Mile Pet Sanctuary goes on, and it talks about how it's hoping that people will adopt the stray animals. And so the Loud pets feel guilty, and they have another meeting in Charles' doghouse with another slideshow to show they somehow managed to get the blueprints for the interior of the greenhouse or Green Mile Pet Sanctuary, and they're going to sneak in there to retrieve the dog. So somehow they managed to hitch a ride from a trucker. The trucker did have a cat, so I guess the cat had something to do with that. They make it to the Green Mile Pet Sanctuary, and they do manage to sneak in there. They manage to deactivate the security cameras, and they manage to pick the lock to free the dog, and they plan to escape. But Schmitty does see them escape and tells Corny about this. So while the 5 animals do try to escape and try to get quite a bit of distance from their pursuers, Corny does still manage to catch them all and is bringing them back to the Green Mile Pet Sanctuary. Though they try to escape one more time, but in the end, only the white poofy tiny dog manages to escape. But then they find out when Corny does return to the Green Mile Pet Sanctuary with the 4 loud pets, she finds out that the other dog actually was waiting on top of the pet sanctuary for her to return, ambushes her to free the 4 loud pets, and they all try to make it back to the Loud House. And back at the Loud House, we do see that the Loud siblings are worried not just for the new dog, but the 4 loud pets as well. They're worried about all 5 of them, and they're making posters, calling people they know to see if they found them, and they're all very sad about this. But their tears stop, and they're joyful once again once they see all 5 of the animals are back at the Loud House. They are quick to welcome back the 4 loud pets and hug them, and they even want to include the new dog as well. But then they hear a knock at the door, and they see that it's a little girl whose name is Claire, and she explains that she's looking for her missing dog. She said that her dog accidentally slipped out of its collar somewhere in the park, so that's how he went missing. And, well, she recognizes the little poofy tiny dog and reveals his name to be Watterson. And, of course, the Loud family are gracious enough to let the girl have her dog back. And the girl is grateful to the family for taking care of Watterson while he was missing, and they say it was no trouble at all. But before they leave, Watterson goes to say his goodbyes, his own way of saying goodbye to the Loud pets, showing that they're on good terms with each other now. And then Claire and Watterson leave. Afterwards, we have the most of the Loud siblings are giving the 4 main Loud pets some treats, and the segment ends with Lisa questioning how did her slideshow projector end up in Charles' doghouse. Now, this segment is a pretty unique one because it actually focuses on the 4 main Loud pets, or the 4 main pets of the Loud family. And that's especially surprising since usually, in my experience, most people wouldn't count pets as actual characters in a TV show or a movie or anything like that. So this was at least ones where pets aren't the main focus, usually. I should clarify that. Yeah, usually when you have human characters as the main focus, the pets aren't really thought of as actual characters from what I've observed. So the fact they actually decided to dedicate a segment to the pets was an interesting choice, and it was pretty creative. I believe, as of the recording of this video, I'm pretty sure this is the segment with the fewest lines of dialogue. Makes sense. I mean, the pets don't actually talk. We just hear the usual animal sounds, and like I said, we had to rely on slideshows and imagination sequences to have an idea of what the Loud pets were thinking, and well, yeah, it was pretty creative, and I have to say it was a pretty cool move on their part to try and that out-of-the-box sort of storytelling. So I thought that was a nice touch. And it was shown that the Loud pets weren't really malicious. They were just fearful that they would end up being replaced by this new dog. And we do find out, though, and we see, of course, the Loud siblings all do care about all of them. They were just as worried about the 4 main pets as they were about Watterson. So it was a good way to show that, yeah, the pets were fearful about something, but it ended up not being founded, and they did make up for it by finding Watterson. And it was a good thing, too, because we did see he had an owner in Claire, and that would have been sad for Claire and her family if they didn't get to reunite with their dog. So that was a good call, I would say. That I thought this was a good segment. It actually did remind me a lot of the Toy Story trilogy in a lot of ways. There definitely was a reference to Toy Story 2 with the pets sneaking into the Green Mile Pet Sanctuary. But yeah, the pets feeling like they were going to be replaced did bring to mind Woody fearing he was going to be replaced by Buzz Lightyear. So yeah, there was definitely a Toy Story feel to this particular segment, but yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a pretty creative, out-of-the-box thinking sort of segment, and I think it was well executed, so I did enjoy this segment. I wouldn't mind if they tried some of these other experimental type of segments in the future. Now, as for which segment I prefer, that's a hard choice. I actually enjoyed both segments for episode 37. I thought they both had their strengths and weaknesses. Maybe, I guess if I really had to pick one, I might give the edge a little more to the A segment, but that's not to say anything bad about this segment. I still greatly enjoyed the B segment, this segment. So again, it's more like, I guess if you really wanted me to pick one, I might give the edge to the A segment, but just slightly. I still enjoyed this segment a lot. And there you go. As of now, we have now discussed both segments of episode 37 on this channel. Take care, and until next time.